Hello, beautiful soul. I want you to take a deep, gentle breath with me right now. Just breathe in slowly, and as you breathe out, let your shoulders drop. Allow yourself to settle into this moment, knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. I'm so grateful that you've chosen to spend this time with me today, and I want you to know that your presence here is already a beautiful step toward transformation. I understand that money can feel like such a complicated and sometimes painful topic. Perhaps you've come here today because you're tired of struggling with money, tired of feeling anxious when bills arrive, or maybe you're exhausted from that constant worry that there's never enough. Or perhaps you've been carrying guilt about wanting more money, feeling like it's somehow wrong or selfish to desire financial abundance. Whatever brought you here today, I want you to know that your feelings are completely valid and natural. You see, darling, our relationship with money is really our relationship with ourselves. When we struggle with money, we're often struggling with feelings of worth, safety, and love. And the beautiful truth is that you deserve to feel safe, secure, and abundant in every area of your life, including your finances. You were born worthy of all good things, and that includes having enough money to live comfortably and to share your gifts with the world. I've spent many years working with people from all walks of life, and what I've discovered is that our money challenges are rarely just about money itself. They're about the stories we tell ourselves, the beliefs we inherited, and the fear that somehow we're not enough. But here's what I know to be true. You are enough. You have always been enough, and you will always be enough. And from this place of knowing your own worth, you can begin to transform your entire relationship with money. Today, we're going to take a gentle journey together. We're going to explore the thoughts and feelings you carry about money, and we're going to begin to release anything that no longer serves you. We're going to plant new seeds of abundance and prosperity in the fertile ground of your consciousness. And most importantly, we're going to do all of this with love, patience, and compassion for yourself. This isn't about forcing yourself to think differently or pushing away your current feelings about money. This is about understanding where your beliefs came from, honoring your journey, and then gently choosing thoughts that support the life you truly want to live. Change happens one loving thought at a time, and you have the power to choose those thoughts. As we begin this work together, I want you to give yourself permission to be exactly where you are right now. There's no shame in struggling with money, and there's no judgment here. We're simply going to love ourselves into a new way of being with money, and that love starts right now, in this very moment. So let's begin this beautiful journey of transformation together. Let's open our hearts to new possibilities and trust that the universe is ready to support us in ways we may not even be able to imagine yet. You are safe, you are loved, and you are ready for positive change. The story you carry about money didn't begin with you. It started long before you were born, passed down through generations like a family recipe, except this recipe might not have been nourishing your life in the way you deserve. Every family has its own unique relationship with money, and as children, we absorb these attitudes like little sponges, taking in not just what our parents said about money, but how they felt about it, how they acted around it, and what their silences taught us too. Perhaps you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees, or that rich people are greedy, or that wanting money is the root of all evil. Maybe you learned that there was never enough, that you had to work incredibly hard just to get by, or that money was something that caused arguments and stress in your household. Or perhaps money was never discussed at all, creating a mysterious and uncomfortable energy around the whole subject. Some families taught that money was dirty or that spiritual people shouldn't care about material things. Others might have emphasized that money equals love, leading to the belief that if someone really cared about you, they would spend money on you. Still others created the idea that money means power, and without it, you're powerless in the world. These early lessons become the foundation of what I like to call your money story. It's the narrative that runs in the background of your mind, influencing every decision you make about earning, spending, saving, and receiving money. And here's the thing, sweetheart. These beliefs feel so true because you've been living with them for so long, but they're really just thoughts that someone else thought first, and thoughts can be changed. Think about how your childhood home felt when money was discussed. Was there tension in the air? Did voices get raised? Did people become quiet and withdrawn? Or maybe money was treated as a celebration, something to be enjoyed and shared freely. Children are incredibly sensitive to energy, and you picked up on all of these subtle and not so subtle messages about what money means and how it should make you feel. Many of us also learn to connect our self-worth with our financial worth. If the family struggled financially, a child might conclude that they're somehow not valuable enough to deserve abundance. If money was used as a reward or withheld as punishment, that child might grow up believing they have to earn love and security through their achievements or good behavior. Your nervous system still carries these early experiences. When money becomes tight, your body might respond with the same fear and tension you felt as a child when the adults around you were worried about money. When you receive money unexpectedly, you might feel guilty or anxious because somewhere inside, a part of you still believes that having money is somehow wrong or dangerous. The beautiful news is that awareness is the first step toward freedom. Once you begin to see these patterns clearly, you can start to separate your adult self from these childhood conclusions. You can begin to ask yourself, is this thought actually true for me now? Does this belief support the life I want to create? What would I choose to believe if I were starting fresh today? Your money story also includes the messages you received about your own capabilities and worth. Maybe you were told you were good with numbers or bad with money. Perhaps you learned that people like you don't get to have nice things, or that success belongs to other types of people. These identity beliefs are particularly powerful because they shape not just what you think about money, but what you think about yourself in relationship to money. Understanding your money story isn't about blaming your family or feeling sorry for yourself. It's about recognizing that these beliefs were given to you by people who were doing their best with what they knew at the time. They were probably living out their own inherited money stories, passed down from their parents and grandparents. This recognition allows you to feel compassion for everyone involved, including yourself, while still choosing to create something new. When you begin to see your money story clearly, you might feel sadness about opportunities you didn't take or choices you made from fear. You might feel anger about the limitations these beliefs placed on your life. All of these feelings are welcome and natural. Let them flow through you without trying to fix or change them. They're part of your healing process. Now comes one of the most important parts of transforming your relationship with money: releasing the old beliefs and patterns that have been holding you back. This isn't about pushing these thoughts away or pretending they don't exist. It's about gently loosening their grip on your life so you can choose new thoughts that serve you better. The first step in release is always acknowledgement. You can't heal what you won't feel, and you can't change what you're not willing to see. So we begin by saying hello to these old money beliefs with kindness and understanding. They were trying to protect you in the only way they knew how. That scared child inside you who learned that money was dangerous or scarce was just trying to keep you safe. Take a moment to place your hand on your heart and speak to that part of yourself that has been carrying these worries about money. You might say something like, "Thank you for trying to protect me all these years. Thank you for working so hard to keep me safe. I understand that you learned to be afraid of not having enough, and I honor that experience. but now I'm ready to learn a new way of being with money, a way that feels safe and abundant and loving. Forgiveness is such a powerful tool in money healing, and it starts with forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for any financial mistakes you've made. Forgive yourself for the times you made decisions from fear instead of love. Forgive yourself for believing that you weren't worthy of abundance. Forgive yourself for any guilt or shame you've been carrying about wanting money or not having money. You can also extend this forgiveness to your family and anyone else who contributed to your money story. This doesn't mean accepting harmful behavior or pretending that hurtful things didn't happen. It means releasing the emotional charge around these experiences so they no longer have power over your present moment choices. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself. As you practice forgiveness, you might notice that some resistance comes up. Part of you might want to hold on to the old story because it feels familiar, even if it's painful. This is completely normal. Change can feel scary, even when it's positive change. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you move through this process. Another powerful practice for release is to literally speak your new choices out loud. You might say, I choose to release the belief that money is hard to come by. I choose to release the fear that there's not enough for me. I choose to release the guilt about wanting financial abundance. I choose to let go of my parents' struggles with money. I choose to release all beliefs about money that make me feel small or afraid. When you feel ready, you can also use your breath to support this release. Breathe in peace and breathability, and as you breathe out, let go of anything that no longer serves your highest good. Your breath is always available to help you return to the present moment and to release what needs to be released. Sometimes old money blocks show up in your body as tension, tightness, or discomfort. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Maybe your stomach gets tight when you think about money, or your shoulders bunch up when bills arrive. These physical sensations are information, and they're also opportunities for healing. Breathe into these areas of tension and imagine sending love and relaxation to those parts of your body. The practice of release is ongoing. These old patterns might resurface from time to time, especially during periods of financial stress or change. When this happens, greet them with the same kindness and understanding and gently guide yourself back to your new choices. Healing isn't linear, and setbacks are just part of the journey. As you release these old money blocks, you create space for something beautiful to grow in their place. You're making room for beliefs about money that feel good in your body, thoughts that support your dreams, and attitudes that align with the abundant life you deserve. This space you're creating is sacred ground where your new relationship with money can take root and flourish. The key to successful release is to do it with love rather than force. You're not fighting against your old beliefs. You're simply choosing not to energize them anymore. You're withdrawing your attention from thoughts that create struggle and redirecting it toward thoughts that create ease and abundance. Your body is incredibly wise, and it has been keeping score of your relationship with money in ways you might not even realize. Every time you feel stressed about finances, every moment of anxiety about bills, every surge of fear about not having enough, your body feels all of it. Your nervous system doesn't distinguish between actual physical danger and the perceived threat of financial insecurity. To your body, worry about money can feel just as real as being chased by a wild animal. When you're stressed about money, your body releases the same hormones it would if you were facing immediate physical danger. Your heart rate increases, your muscles tense, your breathing becomes shallow, and your digestive system slows down. Your body is preparing to fight or flee, but there's nowhere to run from financial worry. So all of that stress energy gets trapped in your system, creating tension, fatigue, headaches, stomach problems, and a host of other physical symptoms. This is why healing your relationship with money isn't just about changing your thoughts. It's about healing your entire being. When you carry chronic stress about money, it affects your sleep, your immune system, your ability to think clearly, and even your capacity to enjoy the good things in your life. You might have plenty of food in your refrigerator, but if you're worried about money, you can't fully enjoy that meal. You might be surrounded by people who love you, but financial stress can make it hard to feel truly present with them. The beautiful truth is that your body also responds powerfully to positive thoughts and feelings about money. When you think thoughts that feel good about abundance and prosperity, your body relaxes, your breathing deepens, your muscles soften, and your entire system shifts into a state of ease and receptivity. This isn't just about feeling better in the moment. This relaxed, open state is actually more conducive to creative thinking, clear decision-making, and inspired action. Your body is also an incredible feedback system for your money beliefs. Pay attention to how your body feels when you think about different aspects of money. Notice what happens in your chest when you think about asking for a raise. Feel what occurs in your stomach when you consider making a large purchase. Observe the sensations in your shoulders when you open bills. Your body is constantly giving you information about which thoughts serve you and which ones create stress. When you begin to understand that your thoughts about money directly impact your physical well-being, you might feel even more motivated to choose thoughts that feel good. This isn't about positive thinking for its own sake. This is about choosing thoughts that create a state of being that supports your health, your happiness, and your ability to create the life you truly want. Money is energy, just like everything else in the universe. And like all energy, it flows toward places where it's welcomed and appreciated. When your body is chronically tense and stressed about money, you're actually pushing away the very thing you want to attract. But when your body is relaxed and open, when you feel good about money and worthy of abundance, you become a magnet for financial flow. This doesn't mean you should never feel concerned about money or that you should ignore real financial challenges. It means learning to address money matters from a place of calm centeredness rather than panic and fear. When you're relaxed and clear thinking, you make better financial decisions. You see opportunities that you might miss when you're stressed. You communicate more effectively about money matters. You attract people and situations that can support your financial goals. Here's a simple but powerful practice you can use right now to shift your body's relationship with money. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath. As you breathe in, think the words, "I am safe." As you breathe out, think the words, "Money flows to me easily." Continue this for several breaths and notice how your body begins to relax. This is your body learning a new way to be with money, a way that feels peaceful and abundant rather than stressed and worried. Your body also holds cellular memories of every financial experience you've ever had. Sometimes these memories can be activated by current situations, causing you to react to present circumstances as if they were past traumas. Learning to soothe your nervous system and create new positive associations with money helps to reprogram these cellular memories over time. The breath is one of your most powerful tools for shifting your body's money story. When you feel financial anxiety rising, return to your breath. Breathe slowly and deeply, and remind your body that you are safe in this moment. You can handle whatever challenges arise. You are resourceful and capable. Your worth is not determined by the number in your bank account. Now that you understand how deeply connected your thoughts, feelings, and physical sensations are around money, we can begin to plant new seeds in your consciousness. Affirmations are one of the most effective ways to reprogram your subconscious mind and create new neural pathways that support abundance and prosperity. But affirmations work best when they're practiced with genuine feeling and intention, not just repeated as empty words. The foundation of all money healing begins with affirmations that address your fundamental worth and deservingness. Before you can truly believe that money flows easily to you, you must first believe that you deserve good things in your life. So we start here with these core truths about who you are and what you deserve. The first foundational affirmation is simply this: I am worthy of abundance. Feel these words in your body as you say them. You are worthy of abundance not because of what you do or achieve, but because of who you are. You are a unique expression of life itself, and life wants to express itself through you in beautiful, abundant ways. You don't have to earn your worthiness. It's your birthright. Another powerful foundation affirmation is, I deserve to feel safe and secure. Financial security isn't a luxury reserved for other people. It's something you deserve simply because you exist. You deserve to have enough money to meet your needs with ease. You deserve to sleep peacefully at night without worrying about bills. You deserve to make choices from desire rather than desperation. As you practice these affirmations, you might notice that part of you doesn't believe them yet. This is completely normal. Your conscious mind might be saying the words, but your subconscious mind is still running the old programs. Be patient with yourself. Change happens gradually, one loving thought at a time. The key to effective affirmation practice is to speak your affirmations as if they're already true, with the feeling and conviction that you would have if you absolutely knew they were real. This isn't about pretending or lying to yourself. It's about aligning your energy with the truth of what you want to create. When you speak affirmations with genuine feeling, you're actually beginning to embody the person who already has what you desire. Here's another foundational money affirmation. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. This affirmation opens you up to receiving money from sources you might not have considered. Maybe you'll receive an unexpected refund, or a friend will pay back money you'd forgotten about, or a new opportunity will present itself. When you affirm that money comes to you in many ways, you become more aware of the abundance that's already flowing toward you. I handle money with wisdom and love is an affirmation that helps you develop a healthy, mature relationship with money. This affirmation reminds you that you're capable of making good financial decisions and that you can approach money matters with both practical wisdom and emotional intelligence. When practicing your affirmations, timing matters. The most powerful times to use affirmations are when your subconscious mind is most receptive. First thing in the morning when you're just waking up, and last thing at night before you fall asleep. During these times, your rational, analytical mind is quieter, and your subconscious is more open to new programming. You can also use affirmations during meditation, while exercising, or any time you feel centered and relaxed. The key is to practice them when you feel good, not when you're in the middle of financial stress. If you try to use affirmations when you're panicked about money, they might feel fake or even make you feel worse. Instead, use your breath or other calming techniques to return to peace first, and then practice your affirmations from that centered place. Some people find it helpful to write their affirmations down, either in a journal or on cards they can carry with them. Others prefer to speak them out loud or repeat them silently. Find the method that feels most natural and effective for you. The most important thing is consistency. Practice your affirmations daily, even if it's just for a few minutes. As you continue with your affirmation practice, you might want to create personal affirmations that address your specific money goals and challenges. Maybe you need an affirmation about finding the perfect job, or increasing your income, or feeling confident about investing. Make your affirmations personal and relevant to your life, but always ground them in the foundation of your inherent worth and deservingness. One of the most transformative shifts you can make in your relationship with money is moving from scarcity consciousness to abundance consciousness. Scarcity consciousness is the belief that there's not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough time, not enough resources. It's the feeling that life is a struggle and that you have to fight for everything you get. Abundance consciousness, on the other hand, is the knowing that we live in a universe of unlimited possibility where there's more than enough for everyone, including you. Scarcity thinking often sounds like this: I can't afford that. Money is tight. I never have enough. If I spend money on this, I won't have money for that. People like me don't get to have nice things. These thoughts create a vibration of lack and limitation that actually attracts more experiences of not having enough. Abundance thinking sounds very different. I choose to spend my money on things that truly matter to me. Money flows to me easily. I trust that I always have what I need. There are unlimited ways for me to increase my income. I live in a generous universe. These thoughts create a vibration of possibility and flow that attracts more abundance into your experience. The shift from scarcity to abundance doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't mean ignoring practical financial realities. You can be realistic about your current financial situation while still cultivating an abundant mindset. The key is to stop dwelling on what you don't have and start appreciating what you do have, while also opening yourself to receive more. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for shifting into abundance consciousness. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you align your energy with appreciation rather than lack. Start each day by acknowledging 3 things you're grateful for related to money or abundance. Maybe you're grateful for the roof over your head, the food in your kitchen, or the job that provides your income. Maybe you're grateful for your ability to earn money, your creative talents, or the unexpected gift someone gave you. As you practice gratitude for what you already have, you begin to notice more things to be grateful for. This isn't just positive thinking. It's actually training your brain to look for abundance rather than scarcity. Your mind will find whatever you're looking for, so when you consistently look for reasons to feel abundant, you'll find them everywhere. Another way to cultivate abundance consciousness is to notice the abundance that already exists in nature. Look at how many leaves are on a single tree, how many stars are in the sky, how many grains of sand are on a beach. The universe is abundant by its very nature, and you are part of this abundant universe. When you remember this truth, you begin to understand that scarcity is not natural, it's learned. You can also practice abundance consciousness by celebrating other people's financial success instead of feeling envious or threatened by it. When you hear about someone getting a promotion, receiving unexpected money, or achieving financial goals, celebrate with them. Their success doesn't diminish your opportunities. It actually proves that good things are possible and available. When you can genuinely feel happy for others' abundance, you open yourself to receive similar blessings. Abundance consciousness also means trusting that the universe is conspiring to help you succeed. Instead of believing that you have to do everything yourself and force outcomes through struggle and effort, you can learn to take inspired action while trusting that the universe will support your efforts. This doesn't mean sitting back and waiting for money to fall from the sky. It means taking action from a place of trust and expectation rather than fear and desperation. One of the most practical ways to embody abundance consciousness is to act abundantly even in small ways. Maybe you can't afford to make large charitable donations right now, but you can tip generously at your favorite coffee shop. Maybe you can't buy expensive gifts, but you can share your time and talents freely. Maybe you can't invest large amounts of money, but you can invest small amounts consistently. These small acts of abundance send a message to your subconscious mind that you are an abundant person who shares freely and trusts in the flow of good things. Living from abundance consciousness also means making decisions from love rather than fear. Instead of always choosing the cheapest option because you're afraid there won't be enough money, you can choose options that truly serve you, even if they cost a little more. Instead of hoarding your money out of fear that you'll never have more, you can spend and share your money in ways that feel good and align with your values. The beautiful truth about abundance consciousness is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you truly believe that you live in an abundant universe, when you expect good things to come to you, when you act with generosity and trust, you create more experiences that confirm these beliefs. You begin to notice opportunities that were always there, but that you couldn't see through the lens of scarcity. You attract people and situations that support your financial well-being. You make decisions that lead to greater prosperity and fulfillment. Remember, shifting from scarcity to abundance consciousness is a practice, not a destination. Some days you'll feel completely abundant and trusting, and other days old fears might creep back in. This is all part of the journey. Be gentle with yourself on the days when abundance feels harder to access, and celebrate the moments when you feel genuinely prosperous and grateful. Each time you choose abundance over scarcity, you strengthen that neural pathway and make it easier to choose abundance the next time. Now that you've begun to shift your consciousness around money, it's time to put this new awareness into practical action through specific exercises that will help you embody these changes in your daily life. The most powerful transformation happens when you move beyond just thinking differently to actually experiencing yourself differently, and these exercises will help you do exactly that. Mirror work is one of the most effective tools for changing deep-seated beliefs about money because it requires you to look yourself in the eyes while speaking your new truth. Your relationship with money is ultimately your relationship with yourself, and the mirror reflects back exactly what you believe about your own worth and deservingness. Find a mirror where you can see your face clearly and begin by simply looking into your own eyes with love and acceptance. Start your mirror work with gentle affirmations about your inherent worth. Look into your eyes and say, "I love and accept you exactly as you are." This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're not used to speaking lovingly to yourself. That's perfectly normal. Many of us have been taught to be critical of ourselves, but now you're learning a new way. Continue with, "You are worthy of all good things, including financial abundance." Notice what feelings come up as you speak these words. Are there parts of you that resist or doubt? Welcome whatever arises with compassion. As you become more comfortable with basic mirror work, you can begin to use specific money affirmations while looking into your own eyes. Try saying, "You deserve to feel financially secure," or "Money flows to you easily and joyfully," or "You make wise and loving decisions with money." The key is to speak as if you're talking to someone you love dearly, because you are. You're speaking to the most important person in your life, you. Some days your mirror work will feel powerful and transformative, and other days it might feel awkward or even bring up sadness or frustration. All of these responses are part of the healing process. If emotions arise during mirror work, let them flow through you without trying to stop them. These feelings are often old hurts or fears that are ready to be released, and the loving presence you're offering yourself in the mirror is creating a safe space for this healing to occur. Journaling is another powerful practice for transforming your money story because it helps you dialogue with different parts of yourself and gain clarity about what you truly want to create. Set aside time each day, even if it's just 10 minutes, to write about your relationship with money. You might start with questions like, "What did I learn about money as a child?" Or, "How do I feel about money right now?" Or, "What would my life look like if I felt completely secure financially?" Write without editing or censoring yourself. Let whatever wants to come through flow onto the page. Sometimes you might find yourself writing things that surprise you, perhaps dreams you didn't know you had, or fears you hadn't fully acknowledged. This is your inner wisdom speaking, and it's all valuable information for your transformation process. You can also use journaling to practice gratitude for the abundance that's already in your life. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for related to money or abundance. Maybe it's the coffee you're enjoying, the warm clothes you're wearing, or the ability to pay a bill on time. This practice trains your mind to notice abundance rather than lack, and what you focus on grows. Creating daily money blessing practices helps you infuse your regular activities with positive energy around money. When you pay bills, instead of approaching this task with dread or resentment, you can turn it into a blessing practice. As you write each check or make each payment, say a silent thank you for the service you received. Bless the electricity that lights your home, the water that flows from your taps, the phone service that keeps you connected to loved ones. This transforms bill paying from a dreaded chore into a celebration of abundance. When you receive money, whether it's your paycheck, a gift, or even finding a penny on the street, take a moment to say thank you and acknowledge that money is flowing toward you. This helps you become more conscious of all the ways abundance shows up in your life, even in small amounts. Many people are so focused on big amounts of money that they overlook the constant flow of smaller abundances that are always available. You can create your own personal money rituals that feel meaningful and supportive to you. Maybe you light a candle each time you pay bills and say a prayer of gratitude. Maybe you carry a special coin in your pocket as a reminder of your abundance. Maybe you create a beautiful space in your home where you keep affirmations about money and spend a few minutes there each day connecting with your vision of financial well-being. The key is to find practices that feel good to you and help you stay connected to positive feelings about money. Remember that these practices work best when they come from a genuine place rather than from desperation or trying to force outcomes. You're not doing these exercises to manipulate the universe into giving you money. You're doing them to align yourself with the natural abundance that's always available and to heal any beliefs or feelings that have been blocking that flow. As you begin to integrate these new beliefs and practices into your life, it's important to establish healthy financial habits that reflect your growing sense of worth and abundance. Building new money patterns isn't about forcing yourself to change overnight or being perfect with money. It's about making small, loving choices each day that align with the person you're becoming. One of the most important new patterns to establish is treating yourself with kindness and respect around money matters. This means speaking to yourself gently when you make financial mistakes, celebrating your efforts to improve your money situation, and making financial decisions from a place of self-love rather than self-punishment. Many people have learned to be very harsh with themselves about money, but you're learning a new way that feels much better and is far more effective. Self-care plays a crucial role in financial transformation because when you feel good about yourself and take good care of your physical and emotional needs, you naturally make better decisions about money. When you're exhausted, stressed, or running on empty, You're more likely to make impulsive purchases, avoid dealing with money matters, or make decisions from fear rather than wisdom. But when you're well rested, nourished, and emotionally balanced, you think more clearly and make choices that support your long-term financial well-being. This might mean establishing a regular sleep schedule so you have the energy to focus on your financial goals. It might mean eating nourishing foods so your blood sugar stays stable and you don't make emotional spending decisions. It might mean taking time for activities that bring you joy so you don't try to fill emotional needs through shopping or spending money you don't have. Creating supportive environments for your new money patterns is also essential. This includes surrounding yourself with people who have healthy relationships with money and who support your growth. If you're constantly around people who complain about money, engage in financial drama, or discourage your efforts to improve your situation, it becomes much harder to maintain positive changes. Seek out friends, mentors, or communities that inspire you and reflect the financial attitudes you want to develop. Your physical environment matters too. Create a clean, organized space for handling your money matters. This might be a desk where you pay bills, a file system for important financial documents, or simply a beautiful box where you keep cash. When your money environment feels chaotic or neglected, it's harder to feel good about money. But when you create beautiful, organized spaces for your financial activities, you're sending a message to yourself and the universe that you value money and handle it with care. Patience and compassion are essential during this transformation process because changing deeply held beliefs and patterns takes time. You might have been carrying certain thoughts about money for decades, and they won't disappear overnight just because you've decided to think differently. There will be days when you feel completely aligned with abundance and prosperity, and other days when old fears and doubts resurface. This is completely normal and doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. When old patterns show up, greet them with understanding rather than frustration. You might say to yourself, "Oh, there's that old fear about not having enough. I understand why you're here. You're trying to keep me safe, but I'm choosing to trust in abundance now." This gentle acknowledgement allows the old pattern to move through you without getting stuck or creating additional stress. Be especially compassionate with yourself if you make financial mistakes during this transition period. Maybe you overspend 1 month or make an investment that doesn't work out or forget to pay a bill on time. These experiences don't mean you're bad with money or that you'll never change. They're simply part of being human and learning new skills. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend who is going through a similar situation. Remember that this transformation is not just about changing your external financial circumstances, although that will likely happen as a natural result of your inner changes. The real transformation is in how you feel about yourself, how you relate to money, and how you move through the world. Even if your bank account balance doesn't change immediately, if you're feeling more peaceful about money, making decisions from love rather than fear, and treating yourself with greater kindness around financial matters, you're already succeeding. Building new money patterns also means celebrating progress rather than focusing on perfection. Maybe you successfully used an affirmation to calm yourself when bills arrived instead of falling into panic. Maybe you had a conversation about money without feeling ashamed or defensive. Maybe you saved $5 this week when you couldn't save anything last week. These are all victories worth acknowledging and celebrating. As you continue to practice these new patterns, they become more natural and automatic. What once required conscious effort begins to feel like second nature. You find yourself naturally thinking abundant thoughts, making wise financial choices, and approaching money matters with confidence and peace. This is the beautiful result of consistent, loving practice over time. Living your new money reality means integrating everything you've learned into your daily life in a way that feels natural and sustainable. This isn't about perfection or never having another worry about money. It's about approaching your financial life from a fundamentally different place, a place of trust, worthiness, and abundance, rather than fear, inadequacy, and scarcity. One of the most important aspects of living your new money reality is learning to handle setbacks with grace and understanding. There will still be times when unexpected expenses arise, when income fluctuates, or when financial challenges appear. The difference is that now you have tools to respond to these situations differently. Instead of immediately falling into panic or despair, you can take a deep breath, remind yourself of your inherent worth and capability, and ask yourself, how can I handle this situation with love and wisdom? When financial setbacks occur, it's natural for old fears to resurface temporarily. The key is not to judge yourself for having these feelings, but to gently guide yourself back to your new way of thinking. You might say to yourself, I understand why I'm feeling scared right now, and that's okay. This situation is temporary, and I have the resources and creativity to work through it. I am safe, and I trust that solutions will appear. Celebrating small financial victories is just as important as handling setbacks gracefully. Many people wait until they achieve major financial milestones before allowing themselves to feel successful. But this approach misses countless opportunities for joy and reinforcement along the way. Celebrate when you pay a bill without stress, when you find an unexpected $5 in your pocket, when you make a wise spending decision, or when you feel genuinely grateful for the money you have. These small celebrations reinforce your new patterns and help you maintain positive momentum. Staying connected to abundance consciousness becomes easier with practice, but it still requires ongoing attention. Just as you might need to tend a garden regularly to keep it flourishing, you need to tend your abundance mindset with regular care and attention. This might mean starting each day with gratitude, ending each day by acknowledging something abundant that occurred, or simply taking moments throughout the day to appreciate the good things in your life. Remember that living your new money reality is not about having a specific amount of money in the bank or achieving particular financial goals. Although these things may naturally occur, it's about feeling peaceful, confident, and abundant regardless of your current circumstances. It's about knowing that you're worthy of good things and trusting that the universe supports your well-being. It's about making financial decisions from love rather than fear, and treating money as a tool for creating the life you truly want. As you integrate these changes, you might notice that other areas of your life begin to improve as well. When you feel worthy of financial abundance, you often start feeling worthy of love, respect, and opportunities in other areas too. When you release fear and scarcity around money, you may find yourself taking creative risks, pursuing dreams you'd put on hold, or showing up more authentically in relationships. This is because worthiness and abundance are states of being that affect every aspect of your life. Your new relationship with money also becomes a model for others around you. As you demonstrate that it's possible to approach financial matters with peace and wisdom rather than stress and fear, you give others permission to examine their own money stories and consider new possibilities. You become a living example that transformation is possible, and this is a beautiful gift to offer the world. Living your new money reality means trusting yourself more fully. You begin to trust your ability to make good financial decisions, your capacity to handle whatever challenges arise, and your natural creativity and resourcefulness. This trust isn't based on having all the answers or being perfect with money. It's based on knowing that you're a capable, worthy person who can learn, grow, and adapt as needed. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want you to take a moment to appreciate yourself for the courage it takes to examine and change deeply held beliefs about money. This work isn't always easy, but it's some of the most important work you can do for yourself and for everyone whose life you touch. You've learned that your relationship with money is really your relationship with yourself, and that healing happens when you approach this relationship with love, patience, and compassion. You've discovered that the stories you inherited about money were just thoughts that someone else thought first, and that you have the power to choose new thoughts that support the life you want to create. You've explored how your body holds your money story and learned practices to help your nervous system feel safe and relaxed around financial matters. You've worked with affirmations to plant new seeds in your consciousness, and you've begun to shift from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness. You've learned practical exercises to support your transformation and discovered how to build new patterns that reflect your growing sense of worth and possibility. Most importantly, you've remembered the truth of who you are. You are a worthy, valuable, creative being who deserves to feel safe, secure, and abundant in every area of your life, including your finances. This isn't something you have to earn or prove. It's your birthright simply because you exist. As you continue on this journey, remember to be gentle with yourself. Change takes time, and healing happens in layers. Some days you'll feel completely aligned with abundance, and other days old fears might resurface. Both experiences are part of your journey, and both are welcome. What matters is that you keep choosing love over fear, trust over worry, and abundance over scarcity, one moment at a time. Let me leave you with this final affirmation to carry in your heart. I am worthy of abundance in all forms. Money flows to me easily and joyfully. I make wise and loving decisions with money. I trust in the goodness of life and the generosity of the universe. I am safe, I am loved, and I am abundant now. Know that every time you choose thoughts that feel good about money, every time you treat yourself with financial kindness, every time you celebrate the abundance that's already in your life, you're not just changing your own experience. You're contributing to a more abundant, loving world for everyone. Thank you for sharing this time with me, beautiful soul. I believe in you. I believe in your capacity for transformation, and I believe in the abundant life that's waiting to unfold for you. Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust in the love that surrounds you always. You've got this, and you're never alone on this journey. Go forth with love, with confidence, and with the deep knowing that abundance is your natural state. The universe is conspiring to support your highest good, and your new relationship with money is just the beginning of all the beautiful changes that are coming into your life.